Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 The House Fleming Dynasty. It's been about a week. I bet you've been itching to get back into this campaign, especially after we left off last time on a cliffhanger. A cliffhanger of Duke George's eldest son, Duke Ambrose of Normandy, high in intrigue and martial, decided to concoct a little plot to kill me, just so that he could take power for himself. So that was the twist, the plot twist, I suppose, in the last session. More about this in a little moment. So that's where we left off. But we also left off attacking Glamorgan. We finally got the claim fabricated. Our son, second eldest son, William Fleming, our Chancellor, finally managed to get that claim, and our troops, together with the troops of our ally, the Duke of Gloucester, are together besieging the land. So hopefully soon we will be knitting ourselves another county to call our own, and then forming the Duchy of Deheubarth. So we're progressing nicely over here in southern Wales. Now, last time when the plot was announced, it came up in the message screen up here, but there's a way for them sort of messages to come into the centre of your screen, just to make it a little bit more obvious so that you don't miss vital messages. So we can actually go to message settings and choose to have it in different forms. So we can just go through here, county culture change. These all come in the. It shows where they come up. So there's a lot of messages here. Wow. I'm probably going to have to do this off camera another time. I didn't realise there were so many different messages here. But we can just choose which messages come onto our screen, which messages just pop up into this box up here, whether they pause the game or not, and things like that. So just to you can actually narrow it down to intrigue events. So like plot succeeds, plot uncovered, things of that nature. Whether or not it pauses the game. We've got a button for our special interest characters. Okay. I'll take a look at that off camera next time. But thank you to the Arden for bringing that to my attention, for a little bit extra customization there with the messages. Second on my list of things that I've got to address from last time, I will unpause it very shortly. Apparently I've been pronouncing this horrendously wrong. A couple of people brought that to my attention. I was calling it Tintagel, obviously phonetically that's how it's spelt, but it's actually pronounced Tintagel, or at least according to some of the pronunciations I heard doing some research on Google yesterday. So Tintagel it is. And speaking of Tintagel, I didn't really realise, actually doing some research about different things brings to your attention real life history, because this is apparently the birthplace of King Arthur. From the medieval history time, King Arthur, the legend of King Arthur, all based here in Tintagel. And apparently Tintagel is the most visited place in England in terms of tourism. So there you go, just some simple facts brought to you courtesy of Google. But yes, you learn something. Who said games can't be educational? Anyway, enough about that. Also, I brought up last time the fact that one of my younger sons, but little Arthur, looked so promising at one point. He married the Duchess Wilhelmina I of Meissen. There they are. So somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. There we go. So I was wondering, do I get control of these lands? I was a little bit confused as to what was going on, seeing as my son is married to her, but apparently I think they become just allies. We don't get any claims to their land. It's like our family is now branching out into Germany. Their children will obviously become rulers and whatnot, and we should gain, our family, the dynasty should gain some prestige levels from their expansions here. So we'll keep an eye on our son to see how he progresses down here, this part of the world. And finally, the plot. What do we do with our son? Now, I didn't realise at the time, but he is actually in the court over here because he married the Duchess, or she married the heir to the Duchy of Normandy. When she became Duchess, they both moved to their court. He's not in my court, he's in her. So we can't actually imprison. There's no option to do it. So we could only end plot. So, given that I'm patient, honest, and George always puts his children first, I think he's just going to give him a good talking to. And say, look, Buster, you get your lands when the time is right. Not when you try to kill me, but when the time is right and I die naturally. I can't believe you would do such a thing. But deep down, George Fleming knows, or believes, that this is not all of Ambrose's doing. He's been away for many, many years, campaigning on behalf of the king, fabricating claims, and in his absence, he is certain that his beloved, I say in inverted commas, wife, Emma, who hates his guts, has poisoned his eldest son with her poisonous words, and it is her that is really the driving force behind this plot. But before I choose to end the plot, there's something I need to address. Now, people were bombarding me with messages. Should I kill this woman who has been a thorn in our side technically now for a few turns with her ways and means? George is not going to do that. Mainly due to political reasons. We kill her, we lose an alliance that has stood fast for many years. These have been our staunch allies for a long time, helping us capture De Verde and now capture Glamorgan. We can't afford to lose an alliance here. So we're not going to do it. We're not going to have her killed. We're not going to have her imprisoned either. We're not going to give our allies any reason to turn their backs on us. So for political reasons, and almost reasons of guilt, because he feels that he's driven his wife to this state due to his lustful ways in the past, he's going to leave her be. However, Mayor Geraint of Carmarthen, who is the mayor of a province here in De Verde, has only just recently started giving me his tax. We've never seen eye to eye, and my opinion of him, or George's opinion of him, is very low as a result of that. And therefore imprisoning him wouldn't be such a problem. So if we go to diplomacy and imprison, it would actually lower all subjects' opinion by -40, which is actually quite a massive hit. Tyrannical. But he's a part of a plot. I can't understand it. He's part of a plot, and therefore I should be able to do this without penalty. Unless, of course, nobody else knows about it. Stop backing plot. I didn't realise you can ask him to stop backing plot. Ah. Okay, forget it. We'll just end the plot and have done with it. Where's my son? Son, I ask you kindly, end your plotting ways and think better of it. So he's going to get back to us in 12 days time. Okay, so we're going to start the game rolling on a slower pace just until we get used to things. I haven't played this game for about a week now, so I'm a little bit rusty with things. Get rid of those messages. Scotland, we're of course having a bit of a situation up here. King Duncan at war. Who's he at war with? He's at war with the Earl of Alpin of Buchan. They're trying to put somebody else on the throne. My son sees reason. My son sees complete reason now, and he's ended his plots. So his opinion of me goes up a little bit. My wife continues to hate us. No doubt she'll be latching on to somebody else to poison. But we'll see how that progresses. King William the Conqueror, a ripe old age of 71, still ruling. I do have a feeling though that he's going to pass away before the end of this update. We're going to end it, as I say, usually about 5 years. We'll see how it progresses, but around about 1103 to 1104, something round about there, will end the session. It's going to really change the campaign. It's going to really turn the campaign upside down when he passes away, because England is going to be in civil war, and as a result of that, there is a big chance that their crown authority will raise from high crown authority. If a usurper takes a title, I think the crown authority resets to autonomous vassals, and if that is the case, the lords of England will once again be able to wage war against each other, and that would definitely turn the campaign on its head, especially if Ambrose is in power, the plotter and schemer. He would have no qualms about turning his blade on fellow countrymen to further his own gains. Alright, I'm back, folks. I do apologise to pause it there. I'll give you one guess why. I tell you, I always time playing I play my LPs wrong, because every time I start up, it's always at dinner time or breakfast time. Today it was breakfast. And for those of you interested, I had peanut butter on toast with a cup of tea. Marvellous. So, here we are, William still asking for a land of his own to govern, and as per usual, we just tell him that he is not ready. Or rather, we are not ready to give him a land, because we don't have enough. We only have 2 counties in our domain. I mean, when we have more, son, you will get the excess, but until then, it's a no-go. It's a no-go zone. Hopefully we will be conquering another land very soon. And it looks like Prince Domhnall was... Oh no, this is a different prince. We're looking at Prince Donald. So Prince Donald's faction, or whatever it is 11% to the good here. Speaking of William, he's got a son. And he's called his eldest son William as well. Why do people do that? They name their eldest children, they name any of their children the same name. It just surely confuses matters. Anyway, let's take a quick look at him. In fact, we can actually take a look at the family tree, the dynasty tree. Somebody asked last time to just take a quick look at the dynasty tree. So as we can see, Duke George here, with his many children. Ambrose being the eldest. He has got George Jr., George Fleming, future, if the succession laws keep as they are and everything runs smoothly, he is our future ruler. Let's take a quick look at his stats, shall we? There he is. He's attractive. Progressing steadily. Oh, our former Marshal, Raymond de Toulouse, died a natural death. God rest your soul, Raymond. We had some good times. And 95% war score here. We conquer another land within Glamorgan. I just wonder, I don't think we'll be able to press it just yet. We need to get 100% here. Oh no, we can enforce demands at 95. He will accept, which means that we gain the county of Glamorgan. Sounds good to me. So that will happen very shortly. What I'll do is I'll continue here. So George we're going to take over as George. Of course, he's married to the Duchess of Normandy. So that's our eldest son. We have William, who's just had his first child, who is called William. Let's take a look at him. He's a bit slow. That's unfortunate. He's a bit of a simpleton. Unlike Joe Ambrose and his child, it's attractive and it's got the dashing looks. His child is a little bit of a simpleton. Well, isn't that just nice? It's a good job that he isn't in power, otherwise our potential ruler might be a bit vulnerable, shall we say. We have Grace, who has just married the Duke of Somerset. He's come of age not so long ago. He's now 18. She is 22. No children yet, but I'm sure little pitter-patter of feet will be heard in due course. Of course, our bastard child was sent away to marry the Countess of Bryansk, way over east. They've had 2 children together. Of course, it was a matrilineal marriage, so they're of House Rukovich. Then we have our next child, Zachariah, who doesn't have any children. He recently married the Princess of Scotland, Princess Alice. They are in my court. I think he's my marshal, in fact, as well. Arthur married off to the Duchess of Wilhelmina of Meissen. No children just yet, but we'll keep an eye on how that progresses. And of course we have our two youngest children, Cecilia, aged 12, and little Henry, aged 8. So that's the dynasty tree. Currently 20 prestige in the dynasty. Nothing much to harp on about just yet, but give it time, give it a few years, and I'm sure the Fleming house's roots will be firmly stuck down across Europe in some form or another. Oh, what's happening here? King William the Conqueror has declared English war for Count Eustace's claim on Perfedwillen. I can't pronounce that. I think it's here. Yeah, England are claiming this land. England are trying to claim this land. Count Eustace. Who's Count Eustace? Is he an English count? Count Eustace of Chester. So King William the Conqueror is actually fighting here on behalf of the Count of Chester to capture this county. So we better move ourselves quickly, because it seems as if fellow counts around the area are also eyeing up Welsh lands. That's not good for us. We need to capture as many as we can, so we need to get a shofty on here to ensure that that happens. But we're trying to get this peace treaty, and we're trying to enforce our demands, and it didn't work. So we're going to let the ball start rolling, and we're going to enforce demands here. Is he saying no? Apparently, I think the peace... I don't think it's worked.